While helicopters are not particularly common in commercial aviation, being primarily used to transport people and goods to from remote communities, they have become an essential part of the global military fleets. By utilizing helicopters, armies can conduct air attacks, air assaults, medical evacuations, and other missions which would be difficult to do without the short landing capabilities of helicopters. Today, we are going to see the top 5 biggest military helicopters. A product of Russian helicopters, the Mi-38 is one of the latest products of the Russian aerospace industry, which has been sanctioned heavily due to the country's invasion of Ukraine. Nevertheless, the helicopter has been in development since the early 2000s, more than a decade before Russia began its proxy war against Ukraine in the eastern part of the latter country. According to Russian helicopters, the Mi-38 is a multi-role aircraft that can carry cargo and passengers, including VIPs, and be used as a search and rescue helicopter. The medium-sized helicopter was developed by combining the best practices of the Mi-type helicopter operations, as read in the Mi-38 brochure. While the first Boeing CH-47 Chinooks began flying in the 1960s, the helicopter has been produced up to this day. According to an announcement by the manufacturer in July 2023, it began transitioning from Block 1 to Block 2 aircraft, completing the transition once it finalizes its orders for the former in 2027. Still, the announcement of the Block 2 helicopter came in July 2017, after the plane maker received a $276 million contract from the United States Army. At the time, Boeing detailed that an improved drivetrain would transfer greater power from the engines to the newly designed rotor blades, engineered to lift an additional 1,500 pounds (680.3 kilograms) on its own. Undoubtedly a technological marvel, the Bell Boeing V-22 Osprey aircraft has had its fair share of troubles, including several fatal crashes and a recent grounding, which resulted in the whole fleet of aircraft not being operated for several months. Nevertheless, the aircraft is truly unique. After all, Bell, one of the manufacturers of the V-22, noted that it was the world's only production tiltrotor aircraft, combining the vertical lift capability of a helicopter with the speed, range, and maneuverability of an aircraft. The manufacturer's brochure also detailed that the V-22 Osprey has 3 different maximum takeoff weights: vertical 52,600 pounds, short 57,000 pounds, and self-deploy 60,500 pounds. One of the more recent helicopters, the Sikorsky CH-53K King Stallion, is the latest iteration of the CH-53 aircraft, which Sikorsky, a subsidiary of Lockheed Martin, operated into the CH-53K. According to the manufacturer, the helicopter was built to the specifications requested by the U.S. Marine Corps' USMC, serving as the service branch's land and sea logistics connector. When Sikorsky delivered the King Stallions to the USMC in February 2023, the manufacturer said that the U.S. Navy declared the full-rate production of the helicopter in December 2022. According to the U.S. Naval Institute USNI, the King Stallion entered full-rate production in August 2023. Nevertheless, Lockheed Martin described the King Stallion as the most powerful helicopter in the world, with the aircraft being able to carry a joint light tactical vehicle or even a light armored vehicle. Russian Helicopters, a subsidiary of Rostec, which also owns the United Aircraft Corporation UAC, described the Mi-26D as the world's best line production helicopter in terms of its load capacity. And it is right, with the MTOW of the Mi-26 being 123,459 pounds. The manufacturer's brochure about the helicopter said the first mass-produced Mi-26 took to the skies in October 1980. The Mi-26 has continued to be in service to this day, including its two latest variants, Mi-26TS, used by China, and the Mi-26T2. The latter is the latest iteration of the aircraft, with the latest avionics upgrades, a digital autopilot, and new navigational systems. To note, no Mi-26 have been shot down during the war in Ukraine, when Russia invaded the country in February 2022. This was our today's video. Thanks for watching. See you next time with next video.